not South Carolina.
Mm.
You get there, you don't know anybody. How important was your church family you found there?
Absolutely. I mean, very important. I mean, that was that they, I can't even tell you the amount of stuff they did for me and for Katelyn. Um, but when I was deployed out to the Middle East, COVID hit literally right when I was coming back. So
Mhm.
it started, popping off in the United States in March. And I was coming in, I think, last week in March. So I caught literally the last flight out of the Middle East when they put the ban on military travel. So I had to call as many people as I could. I tried to call a couple guys in the military. A lot of them were on lockdown. So I called up the church and I said, "Hey, I really need help getting groceries in the house." And one family, and they actually came to our wedding too, flew from Montana all the way to South Carolina to go to our wedding. And I caught, and that specific family, the Simpsons and the Linseths, called them and I said, "Hey, I really need some groceries. I'm about to be locked in my house for 2 weeks. I got to sign a waiver that says if I get out of my house, I'll go to prison. I need you to fill up the fridge, please." I said, "I'll pay you back." They said, "No problem. Don't even worry about it." I sent them a grocery list and I had a fully stocked pantry and fridge. I mean, it was amazing. And I don't think I could have made it out there, especially before getting married. I mean, I was all by myself, and then I had bought my own house, so I had them to help me find, contacts, going back to that relationships thing. So the church was really good to us, for sure.
Mhm.
And Caitlin, that's quite a leap of faith to make that move too, right? Because you guys had taken a break, back together, get married. Now you're having to leave everything you know behind
Mhm.
and join Joseph in Montana. And again, Montana's a long way away.
Mhm. I was excited, but I know that it definitely helped me that he was already there and he already knew all these people. So I kind of just blended in pretty easily. So he had to go through it harder than I did, I think. But um, he already, had some friends and I already knew them by coming to visit. And, the church, I already visited there. And they actually threw me a bridal shower too
Yeah.
before we got married. And, um, but yeah, that was great. But now here is different though, because we both know no one. So that's kind of a challenge, I guess. But
Yeah.
we're not going out as much, so that's probably saving some more money in our pocket.
Yes, that's good,
Yeah.
I guess. All right. So back in North Carolina, Joseph, what are you doing now for work?
I work at Brookdale, Hendersonville East. Shout out to them. I am working there as a sales counselor, which is just a fancy way of saying a sales rep, a sales representative. So I sell. I wouldn't say sell. I don't like that word. I encourage seniors to move into an independent living facility that may be beneficial to them and improve their way of life.
Very well said. Very well said. And that would seem to suit you, right? Like to talk, like to be social.
Hmm.
Old
Love
people
old
like
people.
those things too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I love old people.
So perfect. So it took you how long to figure out what you wanted to do?
Like 8, 7, 8 years.
Well, I was 25, so 25 years of life.
Oh, well, yeah, but after the military,
Well,
after
after,
graduating.
yeah, because as the military, I was an electrician, and nothing against the electrical field. My father's an electrician. Shout out to him. But not for me. Not for me. No, I don't like it. I like where I can talk, and when you're doing that kind of work, you gotta focus. You can't chat with nobody. You can't yap, and
You could
that's
be
not.
working alone
I know, and
and you could be
that's
traveling.
that's scary. And so I knew I want to do something talking to people, and I really found that passion in Montana. Because my guy in the military looking for a job, I'm like, I still really don't know what I want to do. And and this goes back to the to faith, because the Lord was like, "Hey, you should work here," and I just was putting in applications, and here comes a job as assistant to the sales and the marketing. It was really mostly activities, but worked with them. And I found out I'm really good with old people. And they were all like, you should really be, in charge of sales. You're fantastic. And I know I'm fantastic. And then, of course, I just love it. I mean, it's really a godsend that it's almost like it fell in the lap. And I'm like, wow, what a blessing. So
Hey, God's timing, not ours.
you're right.
Mhm.
Caitlin, your sister's graduating in a very short amount of time.
Mhm.
What advice do you have for Chelsea?
Well, she's doing this one pretty well. She's not getting senioritis, so that's good. She, I guess, is kind of in the same boat as Joseph was. She doesn't 100% know what she wants to do. Um, there's some things that she's really good at, I think, and I think she would be really good in something like, um, I don't know, maybe marketing, but for like a bigger corporation or something. I don't know, but it's whatever she wants to do. And I told her, the same thing, kind of just go and try to shadow and ask people that are maybe, in these professions that you are thinking about and considering, what do you not what do you like and not like about your job? Of course I've always told her you could always be dental hygienist, but she's not really a big fan of that. So I guess it'll only be one of me and the family.
I tried to push her that direction. Wasn't very effective, I guess.
Lead a horse to
No,
water. Can't make them
no.
drink.
Well, maybe one day she'll do it. You
She
never know.
might. I mean, you never know. You
Yeah.
got all
Never
the time
know.
in the world.
Yeah.
All right. Final question of the evening. Hopefully, this is recorded so we don't need to get together next week. But if we do, that's fine too. Uh, two different kinds of questions here. Caitlin, what advice do you give that senior who's sort of figured things out? They kind of know, or at least they think they know the direction they want to take. And Joseph, what advice do you give that senior who they're just really unsure? They don't know. What advice do you give those seniors?
That kind of knows what they want to do. I
Kind of
guess
in your boat.
I guess I was kind of the one that knew what I wanted to do. Just don't give up and know that whatever you have your heart set out to be, it's going to be worth it. Because you're probably going to be good at it. You were probably meant to do that specific job. And it's going to be hard, but just know that it's going to be worth it. And just put and use early college as a resource. Like I said, I got all of my classes taken care of, my pre-write classes to apply before I graduated. Not everyone can say that they did that or were able to do that.
Good advice. All right, Joseph, you're up.
I would say the best advice I could give to someone that's more in my shoes, I guess, you'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. Whether you want to or not, you're gonna figure it out. So, you can rush it now or you can rush it later. It's gonna happen regardless. Just don't give up and do something. Don't just sit there and be
Hmm.
like, well, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't do that. Actually put forth some effort. Like I went into the military, try internships or like, try for a marketing degree. And if you don't really use it, whatever, you're going to be able to use a marketing degree in some way or fashion. You'll figure it out. And it's just like you said, God's timing and God's plan. We don't know it. We're not Him.
Well, and ask the people if you go to early college, ask your teachers, ask the
Hmm.
faculty, because like Miss Fleming put me in dental assisting first, and that really benefited me. And she recommended you go to the
Hmm.
military, and you got
Benefited me.
lots of experience and got to
Hmm.
travel and see different things.
Oh, yeah.
So they definitely have some words of wisdom for sure.
Absolutely. And they're, like you said, resources.
Hmm.
They're people need people, to quote Barbara Streisand. I mean, you just can't ignore the people. You gotta listen to people. And as a teen, you think you know it all. You don't. Just give it time, figure it out, talk to your people, and just get a basis. for the sake of the
And
basics.
if you, believe in that, you could also pray about it too.
Pray about it. Amen.
Yep. Great advice from the Bentons. Well, hopefully it recorded this time. I'm sure it did.
It
Yeah,
said this meeting is being recorded, so I'm pretty confident.
yeah, I'm
Pretty
confident.
confident. I've done a handful of these, so I feel pretty confident on my computer.
Yes.
Uh, as always, great to see you guys. Assume you'll be coming down for a graduation here before too long.
Oh yeah,
Uh, make sure we catch up.
absolutely. We'll schedule something. We'll make time.
Or pop in.
We'll pop in.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you again.
You
You
too.
too, bye.
Yeah.